Okay. Hello, friends. Happy Saturday. Great to be here with you. I am going to open this stream in another window, see if I can get some sound going. You'll have to let me know there in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, happy Saturday. Okay, no thanks. There we go. All right. Hey, Kylie, welcome. Hey, Flower, welcome. Okay. Yay. Okay, let me actually log in from my other account. Hey, Pam. Oh, it's so good to see you. I can't wait for us to connect soon. Um, Pam, because you're in one of the communities that I host right now, you'll find that I actually have some other available time to meet with you sooner than when you booked. If you want to meet sooner, just message me and let me know, and I'll send you the hidden available times that are just for community members. But if you prefer to meet, I think it's in September. If you prefer to meet in September, that's totally fine. You may be waiting on certain things to happen in your life, which I totally get. Let me know, and we will hang out in September. It's because some people like that. They're like, no, I want to book for much later because I need X, Y, and Z to fall into place first. But if you want to meet earlier, let me know and I'll send you the link to the hidden times that are for just for community members. Welcome. There we go. Now I'm cooking with fire. Oh, good. Good. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, so let me find how people can get the mini readings. There we go. So we're doing live mini readings, and the live mini readings are 44.44 USD. And I just pinned how you make payment. There's a PayPal link, and you send that over, and I'll spend about 7 or 8 minutes on your chart, and then I will pull some tarot and oracle card or oracle cards for you, depending upon the kind of question you asked. We do tend to go pretty deep. I do tend to be pretty thorough. I do offer timings, like rough estimates based on what I see in the transits, but I'll also speak to situations and people, both past, present, and future. So let me know what you want to know, and we'll dive right in. Super excited to connect with you all today. Hope you all are having a good Saturday. Out of curiosity, how was everyone's Leo new moon this week? Energy still active. You have to let me know what's been going on with your new moon. What have you noticed? What are you experiencing? Awesome. Okay. We have Miss Pam on our list so far. Cool. Your payment, Pam. Go ahead with your birth details and your cue. It was awesome, Kylie. I like to hear that. That's great news. I really love to hear that for you. That's my favorite thing to hear from you. Having crazy dreams though, might ask you about that later. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, sometimes the dream interpretation stuff comes through. Ah, impact you. Yes. Okay, happy to look at that. Let me pull up a chart for you. But also, Pam, if you would do me a favor and put your birth time, that would be exceedingly helpful. And go ahead and do a new chart and share screen. Minimize that. Here we go, PMH. The list is open, so if you'd like to jump on it and you're just joining, I'm reading for Pam now, but then after Pam, it would be your turn. Would love to read for you. Um, okay, 122 Spearfish, South Dakota. One 1968. And Pam time is 2:57. I hope that's 2:57 a.m. since you didn't put a.m. or p.m., okay? Okay. 2:57. Good. Got it. Okay, so January 22nd, 2:58 a.m. Okay. Let's just edit that. There we go, Pam. You'll see the chart difference is pretty much the same. Okay. 2:57. Okay. All right, Pam. 2:57. All right. Let's see. Upcoming eclipses on September 7th and 21st. Your reading starts at 10:10 a.m. If you'd like to jump on the list, you can. I'm reading for Pam now, but then I will be reading for you next. So we've got 9, 7. Let's take a look at this first eclipse, okay? So this is a full moon lunar eclipse, and it is in Pisces. It's down here at the base of your chart. It's connected with your north node. So this lets me know that just as you're closing a chapter, you're also beginning one at the same time. And it looks like this new beginning slash closing, this is taking place both in your career and home sector, but mostly as it pertains to home, your dwelling where you live and family. Some sort of new chapter is opening up as it pertains to family and home. Let's look a little deeper. We've got the 15th degree of Pisces activated, and this is going to touch for you in your chart. Okay, your natal Mars, which is partial governor of home, but dominant governor of kids. So, my suspicion here is that there's going to be something new that happens with your son, Pam. Some sort of new thing. I'm also seeing Pluto dancing back and forth over your sun, SUN. And the sun governs your ninth house of higher education. My suspicion here with your child, though, is that something's about to happen where there's going to be a shift in the way he shows up on the home front. Um, and that you are going to find that there's some sort of change when it comes to how he's moving through the third dimension. We do see a little bit of a yod here with this particular eclipse. We see Mars, we see Venus, both in conjunct this particular uh, natal Mars for you. And this yod lets me know that for him to be able to make the shift or make the jump or the leap that he is getting ready to make in his three-dimensional world, much of what you can do leading into this is just to encourage him to focus on his passions. When Venus is sextile Mars by transit or natal, This is a very passionate energy. It's one that's very awake, very alive, very deeply focused on what makes a person feel alive and feel driven and feel good. Focus on his ambitions. It looks like there's some sort of new beginning for him that may change how he's oriented to the dwelling, like living with you. And this, the other way this can play out, has a lot to do with home based business for you, really figuring out what makes you feel alive and what lights you up in terms of home-based business, and like facilitating movement on that front where you either carve out space, open up space in your home by releasing things in a different, like maybe room of your house, so there's room for your creative endeavors here, Pam. Let's take a look at this new moon solar eclipse in Virgo on September 21st. There it is in your 10th house of career. And my suspicion is this may play out a little bit more on the career front, although it could be career for your son and for you at the same time. But here it is in your career sector. Um, and this one is sitting right on top of your Uranus Pluto conjunction there in your 10th house. This Uranus Pluto conjunction here has made you a force to be reckoned with. In the light, it really makes you a powerful energy of quantum movement. In the shadow, Pam, this can make you a bit of a loose cannon. And so we see this new moon solar eclipse activating this energy. And this lets me know that there could be a lot of insights that are coming into play for you, revealing to you things that you're ready to see when it comes to your life. Certainly, a lot of subconscious activation. Pluto governs the 12th house of the subconscious mind, lots of intuitive downloads. Uranus governs the conscious mind here in the third house. So it looks like there's a lot of material from the subconscious that's ready to be made conscious for you when it comes to how you're operating in the career sector, so that you can make some pretty bold and exciting moves going forward that lead you into your next pathway when it comes to career. I'm also getting a strong intuitive sense. I'm not necessarily, there must be something to validate this in the chart. I'm not just seeing it just yet. Could be this, the closure of this Mercury retrograde coming out of it. I'm getting a strong intuitive sense that somebody's about to enter your life from a collaborative standpoint that's going to help elevate the way you operate service in the world. Okay, so that is our eclipse read from the astrological standpoint. I'm now going to pull some cards for you, Pam. Let's just take a look and see what you need to know from the tarot perspective. What sort of messages want to come through from your higher self here? Okay. If you'd like to jump on the list, you can. I'm almost done with Pam. I'm going to do a 3 card tarot pull for her and just bring in some messages to support her career and what we just saw in the astrology about how these eclipses are going to impact her. If you would like to jump on the list, you would be next. I would be reading for you next and giving you insight into anything you want to look at. So, okay, what do we have for Pam regarding these eclipses? Pam's higher self, God, divine universe. Show us some messages that are going to help Pam navigate this eclipse energy. First card out here is Justice. What is this? What else does Pam need to know? It's too many flipping over in time, so let's get more specific. What's going to help Pam get the most out of this eclipse? What does she need to see? What does she need to hear? What does Pam need to know? I'll give it one more from this deck, because the answers may actually be in another deck. Okay, let's pull from a different deck here. This was the original deck I was guided to pull from. Okay, yeah, and here they come. They came right out. Okay, so we have the King of Swords in reverse and the Empress upright. Okay, a couple of messages are coming through as I look at this for you. If there's been any sort of like, I don't want to say tantrum behavior, but it may feel a little like this to you as a mom. If there's been any sort of like just passive aggressive behavior with your son, oh yeah, bottom of the deck here is the Chariot, and I'll show you that in a minute. Um, I'm picking up there's a strong restlessness in him to get on with his life, to figure out what's next, to move things forward. And this may be coming out sideways, as there may have been a sense of feeling in the past thwarted by forward movement. Like he's trying to move forward, but it's not able to go directly. So you know how when you put your thumb on a hose or on a water spout and then the water all comes out sideways, it splatters everywhere. I'm seeing some of this frequency in your son's energy, Pam. However, with these eclipses, this sort of King of Swords in reverse behavior that you've been getting from him, this is about to balance out. This is about to come into some sort of clarity for him about where he wants to go. I see there are some strong checks from the universe through circumstances that are going to help him mature and grow and redirect and refocus his energy. I also think there's a girl coming in, a young woman that he may be trying to impress, and this really calls him into a higher version of himself. Bottom of that deck there is the Chariot. And like I said, I think there's some forward movement coming from him for him. A lot of clarity about direction, despite being in a place where he feels like it's difficult to get there. I do see just knowing what he wants, I see that starting to clean up a lot of his vibration and frequency. Let me just tap in and see if there's any messages for you that have to do with career as I look at these. There is. Okay. So I see there's been somebody in business that has maybe been a bit of a stick in the mud or a stickler, somebody who's just been a bit of a challenge to deal with, to move business items forward. I see you're going to come into some creative ideas here, some creative awareness and understanding that is going to help you figure out how to work around this person since you can't work with this person. And in so doing, it's going to restore some balance to the situation and facilitate forward movement for you. The person's still going to continue to be a stick in the mud. It just looks like their orientation to life is no, as opposed to yes. And so, as you find your way to yes in the situation through creative solutions that get around this, there's like, I see this as one of those people who we call like a help seeking rejecter. Like, you could give them, like, they could tell you, I want eggs. And then you make the eggs, and they're like, but I wanted them scrambled. And then you put scrambled eggs in front of them. And they're like, these are the wrong kind of scrambled eggs. And so you make them a different way, and they're like, they're still unhappy. Like they can't be pleased. And so I see you give up trying to make it work for them. And I see you trying to and finding solutions to make it work in spite of them. So that's how I really see these eclipses serving you, Pam. It looks like breakthrough for your son. It also looks like breakthrough for you. So I like to see that. It's really nice. Good job. We are already in this eclipse energy. This is now for everyone, including Pam. This eclipse energy is active in present time. We know that we get eclipse energy um, about 60 to 90 days out. And we are already at the 60-day mark heading into these two eclipses. So, um, you know, you may start to see some of these things coming into fruition and formation in present time. Okay. All right. That's what I have for you, Pam. You have to let me know how that resonates and if you're seeing any of those things starting to come forward already in present time. Okay. Go. Is that out there? Um, so let me just see. I had asked if you're just joining. Welcome. Happy Saturday. Great to have you here. I would love to read for you. If you would like to get a reading or get on the list, you can do that now. I see Eleonora has joined, and I would love to read for you, Eleonora. Um, Go ahead and put your question. And I would love to take a look at anything you want to look at this point. Eleonora's next, but then it would be your turn if you're watching and curious about the energies. Um, Thank you, Ella. Okay, just remove that since you're Ella here. I'm going to be more conscientious here about how people want to be recognized online because I understand, I've seen whatnot. You're born in Slovakia, and here we have Janoschka Strava, and then we have September. Hey, happy upcoming birthday. These eclipses are going to be personal for you. 1969. Birth time is 5:10 p.m. All right, as soon as I'm done with Ella, it would be your turn. If you would like to jump on the list, feel free to make your payment. Information is in the pinned comment, and you would be next. Your reading starts at 10:25 here. Okay, so a lot of good changes. Hooray! Could you please give me the main themes pointers for my solar return? You got it. Let's pull up the solar return chart. Um, what city state will you be in on September 2nd, 2025, or country and city? Ella, let me know what country and city you'll be in on your birthday, and we'll dig into it. Okay. Zurich, Switzerland. Okay, perfect. Switzerland, Zurich. Here we go. Ooh la la, I do love this. I can see why there's already a lot of positive changes happening for you. So let's start with your chart, um, your solar return chart. You see this here, Jupiter in the 11th house. You've stepped into a season of, I'm going to use some language that's unique to Union Workshop participants, since I know you've been an active participant there. You've stepped into a season of ultimate having. When Jupiter steps into the 11th house, there's literally an energy of zero friction between you and your having. And you've got this energy unfolding for you for a year. So between this July and next July, I would say this September and next September. The 11th house is wish fulfillment, it's hopes, goals, wishes, and dreams, and it's the people who help you achieve them. And so we see Jupiter here, we also see Venus here, and the configuration of both of them in this location provides not just ultimate having, but frictionless having. And so I'm going to really invite you, not just now, but for a while to come, because Pluto is in the fifth house of manifestation and creatorship. I'm going to invite you to step into a lot of boldness when it comes to your faith your decrees, your havingness, and your gettingness out of the third dimension. I like to see this for you because it's opening up almost like I'm seeing these stars in the universe dare you. Like, I dare you, Ella, to be bolder in your asks. I dare you to be like bolder in your faith. We also see Uranus here having just stepped into your career sector. So I see there's an opening of some new pathway career wise for you that's going to help you for a little while live dualistically, a little bit of the old, a little bit of the new, a dual pronged approach that facilitates this unique blend of quantum leaps, quantum movement forward. Looks like you do a little bit of the old for stability, because we certainly see the moon here in Capricorn in that fifth house. Some of the things you've already known how to do, you do it for stability while you launch the springboard of something absolutely new and different with Uranus moving through the 10th house. A lot of networking going on, a lot of meeting new people, a lot of new collaborators coming in who are going to support you in helping redefine partnership for you. What does partnership look like when it's fair, when it's just, when it's even, when it's collaborative instead of compromise riddled? This is going to help you move into a place of really understanding partnership from a new place with that North Node in the seventh house. We see Mars in the seventh sign there in the second house. This for you is going to open you up to a lot of motivation, taking new actions in the third dimension when it comes to partnership based on lessons you've learned. There's Shaman's asteroid right there that value you and who you are, second house. So I like to see this. Much of this, I love to see this too. We've got Juno, Vesta, and Lilith all huddled up here in the third house in Scorpio. This is you in your power, in your consciousness and communication, really not taking no for an answer, really giving yourself the opportunity to have what you say you want, own it, and live in it, and really utilizing the power of your word. You already know, we've taught you the power of life and death is in the tongue. You are really going to be speaking the word of life over certain endeavors in your life and the word of death over the old in your life in ways that remove compromise. And that's what I'm really seeing, a year of no compromise for you. A lot of refinement, death of old you, a lot of refinement of your identity with Saturn, Neptune in Aries. I know you're going to manifest this on the light side instead of the shadow because of everything you've learned with us this year. And then this Mercury in the 12th house. Your intuitive awareness is going to sharpen about your authority, your power, and your rulership. Leo is the sign of rulership. It's the sign of the king, the queen, royalty. It looks like you're going to continue some of the studies you've done with us, but from an intuitive perspective, you're going to be getting downloads that enhance your rulership over the third dimension. And all of this is going to bring back from past lives. It looks like you've already had a lot of this information. South Node conjunct the sun here. You've had some of this information in past lives, but it's about rebirthing it in present time. Okay. So it's a really beautiful energy for you. I'm going to go ahead and go deeper here with some of the cards. Yeah. This is a nodal return for you. South nodes. Oh, yeah. Nodal return year. So this is you stepping into a brand new chapter for you. A close of an 18-year cycle and the opening of a new 18-year cycle is what I'm seeing here. So really, really good stuff. Let's take a look at what the cards want to add, some messages here. Um, gosh, so many things that I want to pull from to support you. So let me just first, I'm going to give you a message from the Louise Hay deck. Where is that? So the wisdom cards from Louise Hay. Ooh, this one just flew out. I dwell on positive thoughts. And I love these two birds because it looks like you can go either way. And it looks like the choice you're making is the positive thoughts. If good comes into my life and I deny it by saying I don't believe it, I literally push my good away. And so this is really a reckoning with a lot of your personal power for this year, as I said. Um, the universe really daring you, like, Ella, how good can you have it? How good can you stand it? I need you to dig deeper into your havingness. And really, I like I said, I saw Juno, Vesta, and Lilith in Scorpio in that third house of consciousness and communication. So this is about getting conscientious about what you're letting yourself think, how you're letting yourself perceive things, the stories you are telling yourself. We have initiation by water here. I love the heart activation that's so evident on this card. It's card number 23. Oof, here we go. There's something I just popped up to the second page of this, but it says, you know that you are meant to be a channel for the truths of the spirit. As an advanced soul, you're capable of successfully enduring the process of filtering out whatever would obstruct the clear flow of higher consciousness through your being. Okay, let me see. It says your spiritual path this lifetime involves you becoming a clear channel for spirit. And I think you recall the distinction we gave you between spirit and soul, right? That spirit is that pure, unfiltered God part inside of you, Holy Spirit, right? Soul is all of the imprints from the mind, the emotions, and the body. Your spiritual path in this lifetime involves you becoming a clear channel for spirit. You're meant to communicate with higher guidance from the loving spiritual worlds. Your initiation by water will further open your receiving channels, dislodge lower vibrational material, and sensitize you to the subtle realms of light. And what I'm seeing here is as you move through this, especially with that South Node conjunct the Sun, and you were born with that, but this is a year where you're going to experience that as the nodal return. Dislodging lower vibrational material is a big piece of what this year is going to include for you. A lot of release. You see that release there through the hands so that you're able to hold space for your havingness. You are being open to a world of which you may only have dreamed, such as its beauty, its grace, and its love. Situations have been arising in your world that evoke emotional reactions and challenge your opinions and beliefs. I mean, you spent the first 7 months with Romania and I, we've definitely challenged your opinions and beliefs. You may not feel in control. You may feel like your world, your own emotions, have become like a stormy sea in which you're tossed about, and you're doing your best not to drown in the chaos. Yet you are not to fear it. It is stirring that which has been held within so it can be released. The storm will pass, and the waters of your emotions shall become more serene. And I think you already know how much of a difference maker daily nervous system regulation makes to your capacity to filter out that lower stuff so that you're able to live in the having of more. In closing, it says, whatever pain you're feeling right now is a sign of emotional healing and recovery. You're encouraged to accept and process your feelings, especially those that do not make much sense to you. Your emotional truths will make more sense as you heal. If you can get help from a healer, therapist, counselor, or mentor, they'll support you, help you resolve your part of the process more swiftly. Know that even though it challenges you at times, this is a good thing taking place, necessary for you to receive more fully the divine connection for which you yearn. Like I said, this seems like a lot of preparation for union for you, a lot of preparation for having more of what it is you know is your birthright, and a lot of opening up to um, your higher self which posts all of your havings in the 5D before it shows up in the 3D. Last card here. I'm going to pull from the Intuitive Whispers Oracle deck. This was given to me by a friend this past holiday season. So let me just pull. It's a fabulous set. Beautiful messages. Very practical. And I think this is why I like it so much. Has a lot of practical messages. So what do we have for Ella in closing to support her? Okay, Ella. I like this. Not at the same time. Messages from the third eye and vulnerability is power. So I'm going to give you a quick little piece from these. And if you'd like to jump on the list, you can. You would be next. Message from the third eye. Trust the whisper. Your third eye is your intuitive center. When your intuition whispers, it's like an internal supportive friend guiding you along the journey of your life. This card is a nudge to listen and trust the whispers. You're a special soul. The sooner you act on the inner whisper, the sooner your full purpose will be revealed to you. How to hear the message. Exhale deeply. Take a sip of air into your belly. Take a sip of air into your chest. Take a sip of air into your third eye. Hold your breath for 5 seconds and squeeze your energy upward into the third eye. Release and repeat 5 times. Let's see what 39 has to say. These are about taking action. Vulnerability is power. It may not feel like it at first, but the more vulnerable you become, the more powerful you will feel. The word vulnerability comes from the Latin word vulnerabilis. Let's just see if I can give this to you this way. Yes, you can see it. Okay. Meaning wounding. And we have been led to believe that being vulnerable opens us up to being wounded by others. However, most of the time, by blocking our vulnerability and being disconnected from our true feelings, we're wounding ourselves. Reclaim your power. Know how you truly feel without the fear of judgment. With this awareness comes confidence. How to find the power. Unraveling your vulnerability is like unlocking a code. Next time you feel a powerful emotion, see if you can explore it with curiosity. What's happening in your external world to make you feel like this? And I think you already know the external world follows the internal world. So if there's something you don't like in the external world, you got to change it inside first. Sometimes the first strong emotions we feel by a secondary emotion that is covering our true vulnerability beneath it. For example, anger can cover sadness, laughter can cover fear. Get to know yourself intimately and watch as the fear of vulnerability turns into a feeling of power. One last message that's coming through that I'm being guided to make sure you're aware of. Let's go back here. I'm going to stop sharing. This is a union year for you. Jupiter, trine, Juno. Utilize all of the tools we've given you to call this in and ground it and release emotions. That's the water sign part that are tied up in the past and how it used to be with your person. That's going to help you get to a place where that union anchors for you. Okay, that's what I have for you, Miss Ella. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Okay, who is next? If you jumped on the list while I was reading for Ella, it's now your turn. I'd love to read for you. This is your opportunity to let me look at your chart. As you can see, I'm pulling cards. I'm also sharing channeled messages for individuals as they come through, just to get you on that higher path. Okay. This is the most immediate and cost-effective way to work with me, unless, of course, you don't mind waiting and you prefer a little more privacy. There is space available in my calendar in August. I would love to chat with you. You can book with me over at kmoonastro.com. I believe one of the moderators has put the link inside of the chat. And let's just see. I see Jordan has jumped on the list. So, Jordan, if you would paste your information, that would be wonderful. I would love to read for you now. Jordan, it is your turn. Go ahead and paste your information. And thank you for letting me read for you. New moon was good for me. Um, Lots of solar plexus activations for me around really owning my power. So this was a really good new moon for me. Thank you, Jordan. Okay. 12/4, 1980. Okay. 8:14 a.m. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And Ella, you'll have to let me know how that resonated for you. If that's tracking with how you're already experiencing the energy coming in. Okay, there we go. Let's pull this up. If you'd like to jump on the list, you'd be next. I'm reading for Jordan now, but I will be reading for you next if you would like to go ahead and make your payment. Okay. After Jordan, I see Kelly Adams as well. So Kelly, go ahead and get your question ready, Kelly. You'll be after Jordan, okay? All right, Jordan, let's see. With Leo season, Leo new moon in Lionsgate, my North Node in Leo, that's a lot of Leo. I see it here. Let's go ahead and highlight it for you. The reading starts at 10:44. What is most important for me to know during this time to capitalize on these energies and how they impact me in a continued rock bottom magic dark? You're welcome, Jordan. It's my honor to read for you. Thank you. Okay, so this eighth house, this is the sector of your chart that deals with death, transformation, endings, alchemy, and rebirth, right? So we see closures and completions. We see release and letting go being a significant piece of your lessons in this lifetime. Let's go ahead and pull up this Leo new moon for you. And just go back a couple of days to the 24th. Here we go. So there's our new moon, that first degree of Leo. So it's taking place literally right here in the chart. We do see Mercury retrograde dancing on top of your North Node. This is really going to support you in, what does Mercury govern? Okay, health and day-to-day activities and faith, raw potential, higher education and learning. There are some ways of thinking about the way the third dimension works, Jordan, that I can see has not served you. Um, are you a lot of fixed energy, my love? Let me just see. Nope, we're pretty balanced. Um, there are some ways of thinking because that's Mercury, that's Gemini. We see Mercury retrograde involved here on top of that North Node that I see you're ready to let go of, and new ways of thinking you're ready to return to. Looks like there was a season in your life where you were more aligned with that North Node of releasing and letting go and standing in your power, standing in your rulership and authority. That's what Leo's all about, the king, the queen, that energy. There was a season in your life where you were far more oriented to this reality of being able to do that and letting go of things that doesn't serve you in your day-to-day living, your day-to-day thinking and your habits and your behaviors. It looks like this is a moment that's inviting you to return to some of that organic nature you may have had as a child, where it was easy for you to put things down that didn't work for you, easy to let things go or transform things that didn't serve you, easy to see things in a new way that was more empowering for you. This call to return to that earlier version of yourself at this time is coming with, it looks like, some Perhaps power struggles with some individuals, based on the sixth house, some people who may have had some communication for you that has not served you in certain ways, like things that they've had to say, things that they wanted to share, maybe even some quote unquote feedback for you, Jordan. I'm seeing you in a place right now where you're looking and going, yeah, I don't know if this is right for me. And I talked about this a lot in the Lightworker Energy update that I published this past week. You may want to have a listen to that, but I'm seeing that applies to you in some very direct ways around some of the people who you may work with or associate with that you consider to have power over you, like a mentor or a boss, or people who work underneath you. Could be a direct report or somebody you coach who's junior to you. They may have some feedback for you that isn't necessarily feedback, but is instead information that lets you know, okay, we're just not aligned. You need to go find somebody who's more aligned, and I need to go find a place that's more aligned as well. It's not about growing into it together, it's about recognizing misalignment and letting it go, not trying to fix misalignment with growth, but accepting misalignment with release. This is a huge piece of this Leo New Moon's learning for you, and combined with this Mercury retrograde in the eighth house for you. And I'm seeing some of this being really evidenced by the Mars conjunct the South Node in that ninth house. Some of this may have to do with higher learning, faith based institutions or organizations, if you're part of a meditation group or circle, something like that. Really recognizing where it's time to let go of and release places that may have felt like home before, but you've just outgrown it. You don't, plants do not fix outgrowing a pot by trying to heal themselves and go through a process of personal development. They instead just get a bigger pot. So that's some of the lesson that's coming through really strongly here for you, especially when it pertains to pieces of your own identity that you've outgrown, you're ready to release. It's time to let go of, because it doesn't serve you to continue to operate in those old ways of being and those old stories or narratives about yourself. I see a lot of expansion and growth here in yourself when it comes to partnership and collaboration, as we just started the Jupiter transit of your seventh house here late last year. But I want to say, as I look at this for you, some of the process at this particular new moon has been about recognizing where you've been trying to partner with people who aren't welcoming partnership and putting that down, or at least not welcoming your partnership. Releasing, letting go is a big piece of your lesson here, and knowing that you have the power to call in something that's significantly more aligned. Okay, Jordan, let's take a look at what the cards want to add from your higher self, kind of these information that wants to come through from the divine, God, from the universe, from your higher self. Let's take a look at that now. I'm guided to use, actually, this deck. You'll have to let me know, like, how's this resonating for you so far? That's interesting. Fascinating. Zoom has so many fascinating settings and features. Let me see if I can fix this. Hmm? Okay, yeah, you got it right. Okay, 1 second. Use the zoom setting that I was using to move from portrait to landscape orientation. Now I don't see it. It was there, now it's gone. So now I'm back to portrait. Okay, let's see. More shuffle for Jordan here. And Kelly, since I'm on the cards aspect for Jordan, let's go ahead and get your question in the chat, Kelly. You're next. I'd love to read for you. Thank you. After Kelly, it would be your turn if you'd like to go ahead and make your payment. This is the first card for Jordan is that Page of Pentacles. It's very interesting. Okay. In the way that it's reading today for me. Never had that read before with that card. You get the Five of Cups. The last one wants to come out with a clarifier, and that's the Hermit clarified by the Fool. Okay, yeah, and I see the bottom of the deck is that Five of Wands. Okay, so the interpretation that's coming through so strongly as I look at this for you is some clarity about a need to really focus like a little less on some of the higher spiritual purpose and truths around some of the interactions you've been having and be a little bit more focused on the material. What is this actually doing for your material world? Is it helping? Is it hindering? Is it hurting? And really start to focus a bit more, less on what you're losing and, this sort of energy of loss, and start to ground a bit more in the third dimension, in your ownership and rulership of the third dimension. With the Hermit to come out with the Fool as the clarifier, this is a lot of confirmation for you that it is time for you to really let go of and release third dimensional interactions, but also behaviors that have kept you more isolated than you need to be. I'm seeing there's, especially with this being the first card out, there's some forays into the third dimensional world that it's time for you to start taking. It's an invitation to step up. It's an invitation to become more visible. It's an invitation to, yeah, literally worry about your pinnacles and less about the emotional journey of certain things. And take the risk to really do that, so that you aren't dwelling so much in what you've lost. Yes, there's release. Yes, there's letting go, but also there's still a lot of life here to live. There's still a lot of having available for you. And so, this is an invitation for you to trust that in your letting go and really trusting your process about your ownership, even though it may be a solo journey for a time, there's absolutely gain. There's absolutely movement in the third dimension on the very thing you think you're losing by just refocusing your energy, your attention on the third dimension. And that is going, I know it's going to be conflicting for you. That one was the bottom of the deck to refocus yourself that way. It's going to bring up some inner conflict, maybe a little bit of inner turmoil. But what I'm seeing here for you, Jordan, is that it's going to help you get to a place where your life is no longer stagnant. It's going to start to move when you let this go. Even the very thing that you think you're letting go of, by letting it go and refocusing on your third dimensional priorities, Jordan, it's actually going to cause that thing to move, return, and come back, believe it or not. So I love to see that. That's a really beautiful message uh, to have. You have to let me know how that resonates, Jordan. Okay, Kelly, it's your turn. Please paste and details. I'm going to read for Kelly now, but if you would like to get on the list, you would be next. I would love to read for you. And as soon as I'm done with Kelly, it's your turn. So go ahead and um, make your payment, and we will get you in. Just checking the payments. Okay. So we have Jordan, we have Kelly. Is Kelly still here? Kelly, where are you? I see Diana's. Okay, so you're gifting your reading for Susie. Okay. Thank you so much. Susie, you would be right after Kelly. Unless Kelly's not here, then it would be you next. Okay. Kelly, yay. Okay. Thank you, Kelly. Right. Let's go ahead and set you up. Missouri. Webster. No. And 922. Hey, happy upcoming birthday, Kelly. Your birthday is like right the day after the second eclipse. That's amazing. 2:22 p.m. That's an amazing time to be born, 2:22. Okay, here we go. Your reading starts at 11 a.m., Kelly. Let's go ahead and get your question. Let me know your question, Kelly. I'm going to catch up here in the chat just a little bit. If you'd like to join, you can. The way to join is to just make your payment here to the pinned comment up here. There's a PayPal link there. That PayPal link takes you to the PayPal payment page, 4444 USD, gets you on the list. As you can see, I go pretty deep and pretty thorough with both the astrology and tarot and messages for people. Hey, Raven South, I didn't see you join. Hey, Kat Bond, great to have you here. Hi, Ayan Chatterjee. I'm sure my people let you know how to come play with us. And let's just see here while we get Kelly's question. Okay. All right. Ella says, thanks so much. Beautiful reading. Really transitioning professionally. Psychotherapy for stability still started a creativity training for women, painting, writing. It's magical. It's quantum. I love that for you. It's like painting, channeling. Powerful. Whoa. I want to build something that combines art, healing, and can't wait to get away from psychotherapy, but now it's stability. Yeah, I definitely see that there. I saw that there in your chart. Thank you also for the card readings with the union theme. I feel something more tangible forming, gaining more weight. So it's getting too heavy and will have to drop into the 3D. Yes. You know, it's funny, Romania describes it just exactly this way as well, like weight coming into the 3D. Certainly want to continue work with you in Romania, and you will. I'm glad that you are going to continue with us. Okay. Kelly asks, what themes are coming up for me at the eclipse in September? Yes, I think we should talk about that because it's so close to your birthday. You want to know about the one that's before your birthday. That's totally good. 9/7. Let's take a look. All right, so this eclipse, here we see the moon, solar eclipse. Try that again. Solar eclipse. We're starting actually at 11:03 here. Here we go. This eclipse for you takes place right on top of your nodal axis, your natal nodal axis. Let me just get a sense of what this is going to do for you. Do you have skip stuff? No. I mean, a little bit. It's fullest. Hmm. Let me see Mercury involved. Do you have any other personal planets? We see your natal Pluto involved. Kelly, this is interesting because thematically, what I'm seeing is there's a promotion for you in this. And are you fixed? Or are you too mutable? Hyperface, I believe. Nope, you're hypercardinal, which is better, given what I'm seeing here. To me, Kelly, this looks like I don't know if you work for yourself or work for somebody else, but this is reading as if there is somebody getting released from your job. Um, and part of this, and it may be you may step away if you have a job, you may step away from the job itself. You may decide, like, okay, this is not a good place for me to be. I need to close out working here because the way I'm making money in this particular location isn't working for me. Um, so if you work for yourself, this may be you closing out a product or a service or that you have offered historically. You may decide, yeah, I'm done offering that. And this is all part of a larger season of graduation that you're stepping into with your natal nodal return by transit, the transit nodal return. You're closing out an 18-year cycle, similar to Ella, who I just read for, where there are ways that you have been letting people value you that's actually been undervaluing to you. What I'm hearing is this sort of like, there wasn't anything else available, so I took this or I did this so that I could have at least something instead of nothing. And what I'm seeing and hearing in this chart is this sort of release of that way of operating where you're taking the lowest common denominator. You're taking the least of what's available to you, Kelly. And instead, what you're doing is opening up a pathway of really honoring yourself and working in ways and with people who are ready to honor you. This is going to require, and it's also going to come with a major step up in your motivation and initiation of working equally, fairly, equitably, collaboratively, and in ways that are fair to you when it comes to other people. You're releasing and stepping out of a pattern where, other people's issues have become your problem, your boss's issues or your client's issues or your customers' issues or your direct reports issues, like where their issues have led to like day-to-day holdups and problems and like weighed on you mentally, and you've had to cover for these people, make up for these people. I'm seeing you're coming into a season of closing a chapter with that patterning and that programming where, their junk, you're just not taking responsibility for it anymore. And instead, you're stepping into, where am I going to be more valued? and where can I work with people who are like literally at my level, who are equal partners to me. And so if you have a job, Kelly, you'll have to let me know there in the chat. If you have a job, if you don't release yourself, I do see you may get released if it's part of the old pattern of Kelly picks up all the slack. Um, and if you work for yourself, I see you looking at like raising your prices, raising your rates, no longer discounting yourself, getting to a place where you're standing for the value of what you give, whether it's a product or a service. Um, so that, and that may have a few people leave. I see there are some customers and there are some clients who were reliant on you discounting yourself, and is if you're not going to discount yourself, then they're not interested. So don't take this as a loss. This is actually a win if those people leave, because those people weren't invested in themselves and their own up level. They definitely weren't invested in you. Their departure, it won't be a reflection on you, and it won't be a reflection on you if you get released from a job either. It's actually going to be a reflection of the fact that you're ready for more. And you're ready to step into more with people who value you because you're starting to value yourself more. So this is a really big closing eclipse for you. You may have already seen signs and themes of this coming in when it comes to changes on the work and the financial front. Certainly, I see a couple of issues here with the friends, people you thought might have rocked with you for a longer period of time. I see some of them, it's time for some of them to go because you're stepping into an up level in the way you value yourself. People who just can't get with that, they can't value on that level. I see the universe, the divine, your higher self no longer resonating in such a way with those people where they can continue to plug into your world, Kelly. So, congratulations. This is a big step forward, my love, a huge step forward. Um, and I'm glad you asked about this eclipse in particular, because I see this is the one that is going to be whew, like a huge transformation for you. Let's go ahead and get you some messages when it comes to what to expect. Um, what to expect from the peoples, it from your higher self and your consciousness. Okay, let me stop sharing screen there. Okay, Kat and Amanda, I have you both on the list. Thanks for sending payment. You'll be after Liz. Liz, you're next. So, Liz, if you would go ahead and just paste your question. Oh, now we're back to, oh no, okay. Liz, if you would paste your question, that would be amazing. Okay, I'm saying we need to use the rider weight. We need to strip this down. Okay. Shuffling for Kelly in the September 7th lunar eclipse and what it's going to bring for her. Shuffling for Kelly in September 7th lunar eclipse. Holy Spirit, Kelly's guides, Kelly's higher self. What messages can you bring forward for her consciousness that are going to help her utilize energy constructively? The main thing I'm hearing for you right now, Kelly, is do not be afraid. Um, I don't know if you're holding fear in your space right now, um, about the changes because you can already like sense them on the wind. Release that. You're not meant to be afraid of what's happening and how it's happening because it's actually happening for you. Ooh, this card. It's happening for you and for your benefit. Okay. Oh, okay. What are y'all doing? Why are y'all? There we go. It's actually going to serve you. Okay. I don't know what's going on with this. My goodness. Okay. One more card for Kelly. Mhm. I'm going to shuffle from this stack and that's to let me know if there's another deck. Yes, there is. Okay. It is this stack. And that card came right out. Okay. Oh, girl, these messages are really big. Okay. Let me see if I can make this more visible. Okay. With these two cards, I don't know why it keeps jumping around like that. Okay. Here. So we have the Three of Wands and the Six of Swords. I do see that there is departure happening. Um, in one way or another. Some people who are leaving, you leaving a circumstance, there's departure unfolding, whether it's by your hand consciously or by your higher self's hand unconsciously to you. Departure is about to unfold. And I'm hearing that this is a prayer answered, although it may not look like that in the 3D, Kelly. Here, I see that much of this is a function of a very long period that you've gone through of like really focusing and studying how could you get out of these situations that haven't served you. Like I see you've looked at it from multiple different angles, multiple different pathways, like you've grown, you've matured, and you've done it like across the board through multiple different facets. You've attacked how do I get out of this loop from multiple different growth points. Your liberation is at hand. There is, because you have worked on this, like the universe has heard you, God's heard you, and you're about to pop through on the other side. But it's really important that you don't cloud the answering of this prayer with a lot of fear. It's important that you really look at it for what it is, that you were ready. You were ready to graduate, you were ready to move. And not only that, but there is something better coming for you. So I really want to congratulate you, Kelly. I see, especially with this Eight of Pentacles, this movement forward was hard won in the third dimension. Like you have worked your butt off to get to this graduation and this release. Like this isn't something that's kind of like happening overnight. And it's definitely not happening to you. It's happening for you. So I really want you to see that and know that this is going to serve you, these changes that are unfolding, um, because they're part of something you have been looking to attain. And now it's about to come in, but this is a necessary step, this closure, this completion. It's a necessary step to get you there. All right, Kelly, you're going to have to let me know how that resonates with what you're seeing. Um, actually just started working with someone new that I'm also newly dating. It just feels like it's what I'm supposed to be doing right now, although it would normally be a big no. Lean into it. Yeah, whatever the pattern is of closure that's here, lean into it. Because that pattern of something that's closing is meant to be closing for the purposes of helping you get to that next level. Oh my goodness. Just happening. There we go. Okay. It is Liz's turn. Yeah, it may take some time to see all the things that I just mentioned to you, but I absolutely see like a closure and then an up level for you. That's the fastest way I can sum it up. Although there are other details involved, the new person and new work are both like a breath of fresh air after years of everything moving so slow. Yeah, I see a lot of breakthrough here for you. A lot of breakthrough. So that's great. Um, so we're gonna take Liz next, then Kat, and then Amanda in that order. So is Liz here? Liz? Where is Liz? If Liz isn't here, oh, Susie, sorry. Susie. Susie is who I was calling Liz Flower. Susie. I mean, I got the Z right. Okay, so after Susie, then it's Kat, then Amanda. So, Kat, if you want to go ahead and get ready, I'm sure you already have. Amanda, same for you. Since it feels right now, I'll go with it. But yes, definitely lots of fears going into all of it. Thank you. Yeah, release those fears. They will not help. Right? Okay. I mean, is Susie there? Like, can I talk to her directly, Flower? I really don't like doing by proxy readings if I can avoid it because it colors what I'm able to pick up sometimes. Um, so if I can talk to Susie directly, and it also creates a lot of confusion for me just mentally trying to read for Susie, but then seeing your name. So I try to stay away from by proxy readings and just talk to the people directly. Um, Okay, can you pass her? Let her type. Let me talk to Susie. Okay. What if help her with what to say so that she fits it all into the character length if this is her first time. But yeah, it would be really constructive for me to talk directly to Susie. So I can pick up like a direct line to her energy as I'm working. Thank you. She said, walk out of the room, Flower. Kylie, you too much. Okay, so Indianapolis to 28, 1974, 1:22 p.m. Okay, we got Susie's chart up. I'm cooking with fire now. I love that for you, Kelly. That yeah, it just looks like there's some sort of shift, some sort of change for you. Um, and a stepping into a new chapter, big time. So enjoy that. Enjoy the new chapter. Find the good in all the things that may seem like a challenge. Okay. It's not really meant to be a true challenge. It's meant to be something that serves you. Yeah, Kylie, I agree. Um, It's interesting because my spiritual mentor, Romania, um, she was talking about July being a month of power and showing us our true power. And I gotta say, July delivered on that word for me in big ways. So, yeah. Okay, Flower, we may come back to Susie. Let me just save her chart because I need to move forward and let some other people have their turn who have been patiently waiting. Okay. Flower, if you could maybe give Susie a call and just explain it exactly. Call her and then we'll come back to Susie. Call her and explain how it works. I gotta go to the next person for now. Okay, moving on to Kat. Let's go, Kat. It is your turn, my love. And then after Kat, it's gonna be Amanda. And Amanda, if you want to come play, um, feel feel free to get your stuff ready because I'm gonna move pretty quickly now because Kat was ready. One, tie, 5, 24, 1985, 10:55 p.m. Okay, your reading starts at 11:24. Great. What are themes between eclipses going to be highlighting? My highest aligned partner comes any day. Last season gardening, unexpectedly moving in a month. Okay, yeah. Let's take a look here. Let's start with the September 7th eclipse for you. 9, 7. Okay. So with this eclipse, it rests this eclipse is going to be in your second house of earned income. There's closure here. It is a lunar eclipse. It's all about completions. This eclipse is going to have, looks like some communication. Let me find who in the wheel it's talking to. It's going to have some communication with your natal Mars, governor of your career sector. Yeah, there's a career closing and a financial closing here. Um, Consciousness and communication. It looks like you're going to say some things to close out a cycle that you've been in a way that you make money. So it may just be the closure of a project or the closure of a particular way of working, and starting to make money in a new way, in a new path. Um, this eclipse also is going to strike by sextile your natal Mercury. Mercury as governor of the eighth, yeah, money is involved here big time in the fifth. Um, Kat, if you've been holding back on any sort of project that you've wanted to get started, I do see the holdback ending. I see that completing. I see you getting into a place where you're how can I put it? You're putting down excuses. That's what I want to say. I see you putting down any excuses you may have had when it comes to why you're not doing certain things pertaining to what you really want to do and where you really want to go. With that being said, one of the other things that I'm seeing really strongly here has to do with like closing out a work project. I don't know if you've had like a particular client and that client project is about to wrap up, and certainly, moving into the fall, that's like the next harvest season. And it's like, okay, time to switch gears here, so that we can move into winter work that may not necessarily be gardening. I don't know if you've been thinking about opening like a greenhouse or something like that. And I do see, if there's been an investment partner that you're seeking around this. Somebody could pull out, but then somebody else comes in. It's like a close and an open that's simultaneously. It's like a changing of partners when it comes to financial and collaborative partners for projects. So it's like you know, okay, so I live in a place where there's four seasons in a very small apartment, and we have to swap out winter clothes for our summer clothes. And then we put our summer clothes away, and then we pull out our winter clothes. And we do this, twice a year because it's just not enough room in the closets to have all the clothes all there. We have to move things around twice a year. And so what I'm seeing here for you, Kat, is almost something akin to this in the people and the projects where it's like, okay, time to put away from the last season and take out for the new season. I see this is going to include a change of projects, the way you're making money, and some of the people there that you have been working with. So that's the first eclipse. Let me quickly go to the next eclipse. Okay. So it's on the 21st. There we go. There's our eclipse energy in your eighth house of closure, completions, endings, and what we call other people's money, alchemy, growth, and transformation. This eclipse is going to sit right on your Juno. Juno is governor of late third and four. Juno is also governor of late eight and nine. And Juno is the marriage and partnership asteroid. This is new beginning. I do see this new beginning energy for you. That divine partner energy, it's coming. I see it here. This eclipse is part of what's bringing it in. Um, Juno getting activated by a solar new beginning eclipse. This is likely someone that you may meet in an educational setting, maybe a very strong physical connection at first. It very quickly turns into something where you're spending time at one another's houses. The communication is strong, the communication is clear. There's this back when I used to date women for a long chunk of my life. And I don't know if it's still true, but um, there was this sort of meme before memes were a thing. I'm pre memes, but it was a meme that went around. It was a saying about, what do lesbians bring on the second date? Well, because they shack up so quickly. And what I'm seeing here, whether it's male or female, whoever you're dating gender wise, that's not the point of what I'm sharing with you. What I'm sharing with you is that this very quickly moves from we're dating to we're cohabitating very, very quickly with whoever this person is that's meant to be coming in. Um, I see a lot of intimate compatibility, a short courtship dance here. It kind of skips very quickly from courtship to co-creating. Um, and I see it being like an experience that is very empowering for you, Kat, especially because this eclipse trines transit Pluto there in the 12th house. This eclipse is going to sextile Juno, who's direct. She's coming very close to being out of shadow there on Sagittarius. And this eclipse is also going to trine this Uranus, which is sitting right on top of your sun here. So it's going to be powerful. It's going to be potent. It's going to move quick. It's going to have a lot of deep sexual chemistry. The only thing that I would say here is just be very thoughtful, strategic, and mindful when it comes to um, money with this person, because it does look like the two of you have some potential to unfortunately go into debt together. And that would be a downward spiral, not an upward spiral. So just be very mindful. But other than that, everything looks super good, like really, really good when it comes to this. He's a walk-in, a previous partner from this life, committed suicide 23 years ago. Got it. Okay, yeah. So I would continue to just allow continue to be in receptivity mode, continue to be in acceptingness and allowingness mode, because this looks like it's coming in fairly quick, and there's no way you could miss it. It's like, when people give you directions, like if you go up the road, take a left in a mile, you can't miss it. It's that sort of thing where it feels like you're not going to be able to miss it. So it's really about just allowing this to unfold. Okay. And that's the second eclipse for you. I'm now shuffling for your I'm shuffling for your eclipses. I want to see what the cards want to add from your higher self. Maybe even some messages from his higher self want to come through, from the divine, from the connection itself. By the way, Kat, I'm not sure if I responded because I read it fairly early in the morning. I try not to bring my clients into bed with me, but then I end up like reading emails in bed, and I'm like, girl, stop bringing your clients and your work into bed. Like, put your phone down when you're in the bed. But I read that whole piece that you sent me about the stuff that we had talked about, and the AI work that you had done. So it's really beautiful. But I see, more and more pieces of this coming into, like, for awakening. Okay. So Cat Wand and these eclipses. What messages do you have for Cat? Okay, different deck is what I was told. Okay, let's go in this deck. Cat Bond and these eclipses. And I'll turn on the camera in just a minute here. Pisces and Virgo, lunar and solar eclipses for Cat Bond. What do you want Cat to know? Okay, yeah. Messages for Cat. Ooh, girl. This came out with its own clarifier. Yeah, girl. This is definitively an energy of the dog days are over. Um, I like that for you, given everything you've been through, everything we've talked about. Um, it's you were due. You were due some good news. You were due a turn in stop share in energies. So let me just that there. Start video. There we go. So the first two cards out were the Ten of Swords in reverse and the Four of Cups in reverse. And this particular Ten of Swords is like all sorts of events outside of you causing you a lot of pain and problems, which I know you've been through. We've talked about it. In reverse, it lets me know this is over. It's done. Here we have this Four of Cups in reverse, this sort of sense of feeling left out, this sense of feeling like, I can never get what I want. Everybody else gets what they want. And this sort of thing, like feeling like the universe has nothing good left for you. I see that coming to a close as well. And the third card came out with its own clarifier. So let's take a look at it. Yay! Queen of Pentacles upright, Devil reversed. I love to see this for you because this is like a season of ultimate fertility and renewal that you're coming into with these eclipses. It's definitely going to be third dimensional. It's 100% going to be renewal for you. It's really going to bring you from this place of like desolation, which in this deck is the Devil card. It's like complete desolation. Nothing can grow there. It's going to take you out of the place of desolation and place you into the location of fertility. I'm not seeing you have to do much here, but just I love that this Queen of Pentacles, there most of them are in a garden in most decks, but you are as a gardener specifically, I love all the fertility and magic in this particular card because as you know, once you've done the work of planting the seeds and you've protected them and fertilized them, all you have to do is really let nature do what it does. Like you just need to let nature take its course. And so this is telling me that that's what's in unfoldment now. That the season of desolation is well and truly over for you, which I love to see, Kat. I'm so happy for you. If there's anyone who, I mean, all of y'all here, because I know many of your personal stories. I know what you've been through and what you've grown through. I know your heartaches. Oh my gosh, my heart is like feeling it. Like, I know your losses. I know what you prayed for. And I know that you, like, in the third dimension, you've had to fight to feel good. All of you here, not just Kat, but all of you. And I just, like, when I think of each of you, I just have it in my prayers in my heart that you're able to receive goodness when it comes. You're able to let it in. Um, that you don't miss it because pain has hardened your heart. And so, yeah, Kat, it's time. Like everyone else here, you were due, girl. You were due. So I'm happy to see it. Okay, Rashida, I've seen you jump on the list. Thank you, my love. Um, so I have just read for Kat. Three autoimmune condition. My God, girl. Yeah, yeah, your power is so potent. I just pray you have the power to let goodness in, something you don't have to fight for. Okay? Because you don't. Like, it's just your birthright. You just get to have it good. So you guys are all walking angels to the people that you serve, you know? And so I really want all of this collective to come out of that story of having to earn love, suffer for love, heal love. Because you don't. Like, God just gave it to you. Like, it's part of your birthright being here on earth. It's funny because I'm getting even more confirmation now that a big piece of my work has to be putting down the twin flame stuff in service of you guys. Because it's just rife with so much separation, so much healing and suffering and pain in the name of love, so much martyrdom, and it's not serving you guys. So it's coming. It's part of a rebrand that's coming. It's not that I don't believe in twin flames. It's that the collective agreement about what it is and how it works is undermining you more than it's helping you. And I need to step into a place where I can hold a container that's actually going to grow your love, not block it. Okay. Where's Susie? Has Susie returned? Would love to read for you if you're ready. Rashida, just confirming I have your payment. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Next step of the journey for sure. Um, okay. Yes, Raven, tears of joy. And Kat is indeed a wizard, Kylie. 100%. Thank you, Kat. I love you too, sweetheart. I love you too, Flower. Yay! Suzette, what's up, girl? Okay, let me find your chart. Here we go. Let's do this. So, Susie, your reading starts at 11:42 a.m. Let's go ahead and begin. Suzette says, let me just make sure I got it. February 28th, 74, 1:22 p.m. Indianapolis. Tell me how to accomplish my goals. Oh my goodness. What goal are we looking for you, sweetheart? What goal are you working on? Let me see if the chart gives me, please. What goal are we looking at for you? I love it when that happens, Kylie. Isn't that interesting? I agree. A couple of Pisces in the house today. Just really beautiful. I love that. I'm trying to love myself. I've suffered from depression and loneliness and depression. Okay. Yes. Okay. Well, this is good. I'm glad that you brought it up. You just take a look for some of the aspects in the natal chart that may be indicative of this, if there's anything natally. Okay. So we have Saturn trine Mercury. Although we do have Mercury conjunct Jupiter, but we have Saturn trine both of those. Mars conjunct Moon. And what's the position? Pluto and Sun, Saturn and Sun, Neptune and Sun. Okay, it's Neptune square Sun and Neptune and Mercury. You see another square there. Okay, a lot of it is this Neptune. Um, for you, Susie, I'd be able to accomplish this with what I'm doing right now. That's a great question. I don't know what you're doing right now. You can type that in the chat. I'm hearing just psychically that some of this will be accomplished by what you're doing right now. But there's a whole other layer of living that needs to be unlocked when it comes to this for you. I won't bore you with all the astrology that I'm seeing here. But what I will say that I'm seeing, both as I look at you psychically and as I look at this astrologically, a big chunk of what's going to liberate you from depression is learning how to live truth in the light, not in the shadow. First of all, this has a lot to do with not repressing truth for you. Um, Being able, not asking yourself to look at things and try to make what's true be not true. There's a lot of accepting of what's actually happening that needs to happen here, Susie. Um, like not being in denial, because being in denial is some of what's causing a lot of the emotional pain and alienation. And instead of repressing what you're feeling, I'm working on my insomnia first. Yeah, it's going to be part of it. You have a life coach. That's also good. It's going to be part of it. But some of this is not denying your own feelings, not denying what you're experiencing. So here's an example. Let's just say you have someone in your life that's a family member, like, a parent or what have you, and you've been trying to get along with them and trying to make it work with them. But in order to do that, you have to deny a lot of how you actually feel when you're interacting with them. What I'm being shown is that you need to release denial, release trying to repress how it actually feels, which may be kind of shitty. Accept the truth of that and then make choices accordingly. Like if it doesn't feel good to hang out around them, stop hanging out around them. um,
if it feels really aligned to start a painting business, stop trying to force yourself to be someone you're not. It's interesting. I was on a long walk with a dear friend last night, and we were having a conversation about how our lives have worked and how both of us, we have tried multiple times for the sake of financial security, for the sake of continuity, for the sake of just trying to be quote unquote normal. We have tried multiple times to have a quote unquote job, a job, the kind of job that I can look at on paper and show my family, see, I'm normal. I'm financially sustainable. I can do the right things in life. Every time I've ever tried to have a job, I've gotten fired, Susie. Every time. It is not my path in this lifetime. I'm not meant for it. I'm not born to it. I'm not good at it. For whatever reason, in my lifetime, if I can't do what's true for me in my heart and in my spirit in terms of service in the world, and that's this sixth house where this Neptune sits. Neptune in Sagittarius is the truth seeker placement. You're part of that generation. If I can't do what's right for me and aligned for me and true for me, I don't know why it happens. I don't even know how it happens, but I get ejected from that reality. And what I'm picking up psychically for you when I'm telling you, you need to accept some truths about yourself, and it's going to clear a lot of your depression up, a lot of that loneliness up, because I see you're trying to force your square self into a round hole. And what's really going to help clean a lot of this depression up is accepting some deeper truths about who you are, what you want, what you have to give, and no longer lying or to yourself, trying to make yourself trying to be something other than that in order to, for whatever reason. For me and my friend, it was trying to fit ourselves into the world. We actually like making money. We like security, but that sort of life, it has never worked out for us. The pattern has shown the truth. We are meant for other things, and we have thrived doing other things. Um, so this is what I'm seeing for you as the message here. Not only will that clear up a lot of your depression, but it's going to open up a lot of your psychic ability as a visionary. I see you have great gifting as a visionary. I see you're intuitive in a way that's ahead of your time. You have access to truths that show themselves to become real in time. And I see you have like almost what we call like the gift of prophecy here in your chart. You may even notice it in your dream states that things that you dream have a way, your dreams may be in metaphor, I see. But then the metaphor does end up becoming true. It ends up becoming real. It ends up becoming something that shows you the path forward or bears out as a message for people you love. And so some of this is about starting to own that, Suzette, and step into it. Like, really, no longer being in denial about the fact that you have these spiritual gifts and utilizing them to not just help yourself, but help other people around you. You've been built different with purpose and trusting that. A lot of this is what's going to clear up your depression. Okay, there's a specific deck I like to use when messages like this come out. And this deck has a lot to do with understanding how you can stop participating in a path that doesn't serve you. So it's this deck. It's like one of my favorite decks. Black Angel cards. Um, for Earth by Earthling Marcellian Manuel. You don't have to be a Black woman to resonate with these cards. You're going to see that in a minute, that the messages that come out for you, Suzette, are really going to help you. Um, there we go. Woo. I'm going to help you come home to yourself. So, this is the first card out, the changer. So, let me give you some messages from this one. ABC. Ooh, there we go. Let me see if I can show you what's in this book. So you can see it. It says, you are transforming the foundation of your soul. The waking path is evolving. The sleeping path is fixed. You are transformation manifested in human form. You embody change from deep within. In the waking path, new and wonderful things come through you. When people are in your company for a period of time, they don't know what hit them. Suddenly, the very core of their nature has shifted by being in relationship with you. Yeah, I definitely see that Waisho or energy in your chart. Primarily, your divine work is creating metamorphosis in others' values and beliefs. People are easily influenced or convinced by what you do and say. And that's that mechanism for truth that I saw in your chart, Suzette. You have a way of being able to see truth, but you have to be willing to first live it yourself. And that's what's going to help release some of this depression. Your work in encouraging and shifting of values and beliefs can create chaos for some. The chaos is augmented by the fact that you're also constantly evolving. People can be uncomfortable with your evolution. And in this case, what I'm seeing is, Suzette, you got to be willing to step into your evolution. And it's part of what's happening is other people get uncomfortable with their own evolution in your presence. They feel they have to shift. And so instead of shifting, what I'm seeing is you're trying to change yourself to not shift so much to make other people comfortable. And that you guys stop that. That's what's going to heal a lot of this depression for you. Transitioning, people can be uncomfortable with evolution, and thus you may frequently fear the loss of friendships. Transitioning from an old self to a renewed self is a serious practice for you. Evolution can lead to an extremely diverse group of acquaintances. Sometimes you get tired of transformation, but you can't step out of it because it's your nature. Selecting this card may mean that even as a changer, you need to learn to handle the ground shifting under your feet. Once you realize you have no control over the changes in your life, you may find yourself retreating from the world. And in this state, known as your sleeping path, you are unable to maneuver through life as you've always done. And this is what I was seeing in the chart and getting psychically for you, Susie. There's change and truth trying to burst forth into your life. It will cause a restructuring of a lot of your relationships, including maybe even where you live. And if you're married, your marriage. But what I'm seeing here is that it's necessary for you. This is what it's going to take to come out of this depression. Okay. It's just accepting these truths about yourself and transforming yourself to align with who you really are. Being that expression of who you really are is what's going to allow you to feel the relief, the weight taken off of you. Okay. Let's see if there are any other messages here on the second page. Okay, your soul revival requires you to withstand the loss of some parts of yourself so that you can move toward the extraordinary life you seek. Changing does not mean discarding what you are, but enhancing yourself with new possibilities. Relying on the courage you already possess is needed in accessing what you truly believe about yourself. This isn't about discarding what you are, it's about uncovering what you are and sharing that with yourself first and then with the world. So that's the change up card. And here's the Queen card. I love this card. This I think these two really go hand in hand nicely. I think this one is about, if I recall correctly, yeah. You are receiving and honoring all spirits. On the waking path, you might be receptive, but on the sleeping path, feeling unworthy. And that's definitely something I'm picking up here in the frequency for you. You got to let go of feeling like you can't and like you don't deserve it and like you're not worthy. You are. The queen represents one who protects. Your protection is given by honoring all human life. In this honoring, you too are honored. To be the queen, everyone has the right to well being. By believing that all human life should be valued, you make it your life mission to encourage people to honor their own and others' spirits. With queen qualities, you tend toward philosophy and grapple with ways of sustaining life. You are seen as esoteric or private. You are often known for providing motivation by encouraging people to live life to its fullest, but you have to live your life to its fullest, Susie. On the sleeping path, you're often misunderstood and not trusted because of your dual task of honoring and being honored. The misunderstanding becomes of consequence if you forget the task of protecting, but look to be honored anyway. What I'm seeing is that there's too much self protection going on here, Susie. You're doing way too much self protection, and it's causing a shutdown of people around you's ability to honor you. They cannot honor you until you honor you first, Susie. Okay, the sleeping path may also include your inability to access your queen qualities because you do not feel you deserve to receive attention for your work in the family, the community, or society, or your marriage if you're married. So you can hide behind a nonchalant attitude, like, oh, it doesn't matter, it's no big deal. When underneath, you're longing for more visibility, more appreciation, more love. Again, the message here is that it's necessary for you to honor that within you first, that you wish for others to honor you for. Okay. In your soul revival, you need to recognize your unwarranted expectations of yourself and others. And what the unwarranted part that I'm picking up on for you is repression. It's not necessary for you to repress and hide to fit in. It's time for you to release that repression so that you and the expectation that others repress too. We all repress so we can get along. No, we're done with that life. We're not doing that anymore. And in releasing that repression and just stepping into all of who you are unapologetically, that's when you start the process of really embodying what we say here, the receptive and good things about life to come in for you. Okay. All right, Susie, that's what I have for you, my love. I'm wishing you such good luck with it. Thank you for letting me read for you. And just so you know, in future, um, come in directly because reading by proxy takes way too much time to serve someone well. I'll happily read for you, but the gifting of a read, I love it that people like to do that. But yes, flower, there you go. Symbol of the divine feminine, that peacock, exactly. Happy to read for you. It just takes too much time. It's too confusing to try to read by proxy. So thank you for everyone's patience. Amanda, you're next, and then Rashida. After Amanda and Rashida, it would be your turn. I have Sharon on the list. So Sharon, I'm going to read for Amanda and then Rashida, and then it'll be your turn, Sharon. And then it'll be your turn if you decide to get on the list after these two. Really grateful to be able to be here with you all today. Thank you, Amanda, for being ready. Amanda, Virginia, Fredericksburg. Oh, here we go. 6-5. Love that birthday. One of my favorite people was born on that day. Miss Kaylin's mama. Okay. All right, Amanda. She says, I want to start my own business, but I'm wondering if I should also pursue more traditional work for stability. Could you look at what the chart says about the best path and timing for me? Absolutely. That's a great question. Your reading starts at 12:03. When it comes to starting your own business, let me just see. Okay. I'm going to be honest, next year looks way better than this year. Literally the middle of next year. So anytime after July, when it comes to starting your business, Jupiter, the expander and opportunity bringer, pops out here. Leo makes a harmonious aspect to Aries. This is raw potential. This is manifestation and creatorship. Hey, Sherry, son of Robert. This is your first house of identity and earned income. Once Jupiter lands in Leo after next July 2026, what we have going on is an activation of all the houses that would make you visible and successful. I would say between now and then, start to get things in order. I do see that for you, there's a strengthening of self that has popped out, or releasing of self that's popped out. It looks like you're going to continue, at least for the time being, working career wise, like how you've been working, but it's like you're working with purpose, and the purpose being, I need to set up space in my home, time in my life, structure in my activities so that I can get my business off the ground. It looks like, let me just see, Mercury and Gemini. Yeah, you're going to do both your own business and have a job for simultaneously for a little while. Let me be honest with you, Amanda. It looks like there is going to be some joint um, workings here. And so, because there's this duality, bye, Kylie. Um, yeah, one of the things that I'm seeing, you said you left your job. That's why I'm trying to figure out what to do now. I would say one of the best things you can do for now, find another job. I don't want to tell you if that's not what you want to do that, but I'm seeing that that's going to be the fastest way to get back to sustainability. And it could just be a part-time job, a bridge job, not a career that requires you to be, checking email at home and working on your weekends from time to time and traveling for work, not a career, a bridge job. And this is a beautiful concept brought forward by Barbara Stanning. Her father was the R&H&R Block, the tax company. And after her husband had gambled away all of their finances and left her broke, her father said, I'm not going to give you any money, figure it out, even though he was an extremely wealthy man. And she did. Um, but as she began to evolve in her work, she really wanted to support more women to live into their passion careers, their passion businesses. But in order to do that, sometimes you need a bridge job so you can pay the bills while you birth this baby. In any business, when you begin it, it's the infancy years are not the years to then rely upon it the same way you wouldn't literally birth a baby and then say, I'm so glad you're here. Do some chores now. Wash the dishes, fold the clothes, clean the car. You would have to nurture it before it's able to do any chores. It's the same way the same way a business grows. You're going to need a little parent, a partner, or a paycheck for a time being. You need something for now in order to, because you need to support yourself and you need to support the business while it gets off the ground. So, my recommendation, based on everything I'm seeing here, between now and next July, get yourself a little bridge job, bring in some money, use that money as an investment backer. That's that eighth house investments. Use that money as an investment backer for the business you're getting ready to create. Okay. I see here Mercury and Moon are governor of that career sector up here. As Jupiter continues to progress, he's going to get into your career houses. And I do see your business expanding in a really beautiful way, actually, pretty quickly in the next 3 years. But this foundational piece of having some continuity, consistency, this is what's really going to serve you. Now, look, if you're anything like me, bridge jobs have just they have been literally only that. They've been very temporary things where I'm working contract by the hour, so they don't want me there more than I have to be there to begin with. Um, and it's literally something where I have a lot of time left over to build out, whatever it is I'm working on next. And that's what I'm seeing for you here, this opportunity to take it temporarily and know that it has an end date for you. Yes, freelancing could be a bridge job if you don't have to market yourself to get clients. If you have to market yourself and put time into getting clients, Amanda, it is not a bridge job. If clients just come to you, if you have, a steady client, I know someone who does this, like he's got passion in the creative world and wants to do creative work, but his bridge job, the thing he's trained at, he does this for pay. He hates it and he tells me every time he gets the chance to, I hate what I'm trained at, but it pays the bills. And it's completely freelance to him. He's got one major client that brings in all the work. He doesn't have to go fish it for himself. And that leaves him with freed up time, nights and weekends to do the creative work he's passionate about. You could do something like that where it's subcontract or freelance. But if you have to go out and hunt for the clients, not a bridge job. Bridge job is something that all you have to do is show up, block the hours, and the money comes. That's it. You don't have to do nothing else. You don't have to think about nothing else. In fact, it uses very little of your brain cells when you're not there. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing here for you. But let's, timing wise, like I said, you asked about timing. Build this bridge job situation up next July. I see there's a while, even after you launch your business next year, there's a little bit of time where you're doing both while that business is in its infancy. And that looks to be about 2 years from next July. So 2027 and 2028, where you're doing both for a little while. And then the business is able to support you and itself. But in the beginning, you're going to be supporting the business and yourself. And then eventually it will mature to a place where it can do it instead of you doing it. So hopefully that was a clear explanation. That was very practical. I see your midheaven with Virgo requires a lot of practicality, step by step decisions, paying attention to those details in order for you to really thrive. So I really try to align your guidance with what your chart says will serve you. Let's go ahead and see what these cards have to say. I'm going to pull from the Rider-Waite to give you some additional guidance. Now that I'm on the card side, I'm going to encourage Rashida. Go ahead and place your question there in the chat. It's your turn. And thank you for your patience, Rashida and Sharon. Sharon, you're going to be right after Rashida. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And Kylie, I got it. You can stay for now, but for a few, but then you have to go. Thank you so much for being here, Kylie. It's always an honor to have you part of the chat. Everybody give Kylie a big shout out, some virtual love, a hug, some kind words. Kylie has been a real one from day one with my channel. She like very rarely, if ever, misses a live. She's always there helping people, asking questions, deleting negativity from my comment section, supporting you guys, helping you know what to do. Let's give Kylie a little love. She is extraordinary. at just showing up and being a team player here. Okay, cool. Let's get 3 cards here for Amanda. Ooh la la. Okay, let's start the video. First card out here is the world. I like to see that for you. Okay, and that confirms a lot of what I was telling you about next summer in terms of timing. I definitely see you're at the end of working for other people. It is time for you to start working for yourself. And this Three of Pentacles in reverse really confirms that. Um, but next summer, what's the fixed season? It's not, is it Leo season? Yeah, next Leo season is when I really see the business like coming into formation in the third dimension. Could also be Taurus season, but more so between Taurus season and Leo season next year with that world card coming out. Um, and between now and then, you see this Four of Pentacles upright. I see you're going to have to be very mindful with your money. Um, ooh, okay. There's good news, and then there's, the for now news. Being mindful with the money, like it looks like there's a season, a short period of having just enough with both the Three and the Four of Pentacles. I really want to remind you, especially with this Three of Pentacles in reverse, do not do any sort of freelancing that you then have to like go find and hunt down clients. Don't do it. Because that's going to use up all the time you need in the third dimension. You're going to feel like you don't have time to work on your business. Get a job that you just show up. It's got, sick days, it's got vacation days, that sort of thing. Let yourself utilize that extra time, start building the business. You may feel like you have just enough here, just enough money to get by, and that's fine. Having a little less money is going to free up your time to be able to build the business. But then, let me show you. Bottom of the deck, in the fullness of time, we have our friend Ten of Pentacles show up. And this is that business being very, very successful. You having everything you want from the business being able to support a full life that includes pets and vacations and children and family and gifts for other people and the business is going to go where you want it to go. It's just for now, getting it off the ground, you need to be very strategic about how you utilize time, because time is money for you for now. Okay. So that's what I have for you on getting ready to start the business, and supporting yourself when it comes to that business in terms of timing and getting ready. Okay. Now to let me know how those messages resonated for you. Let's go on to Rashida now. Maybe you have some intuitive sense of timing. Oh, I put all the cards away. That's a bummer because I shared the screen there. Let's go back and see. Oh, I'm bummed if you didn't get a chance to see it, Amanda, but you know what those cards are. I mentioned them for. Just work with those in the way that it serves you best, those messages, okay? Yeah. Oh man. For whatever reason, it didn't show you the cards. I showed the cards. Like I saw it on my screen. Okay, I'm mad at you, Zoom. I don't know what you're up to, what kind of antics you're doing. Zoom acting funny. Okay, I'm gonna do Sharon. Sorry, Rashita and then Sharon. Um, let's go up here to Rashida. RCP Beauty. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Suzette. You're so welcome. North Carolina. Mm, 517, 1982, 4:31 p.m. Charlotte, North Carolina, 4:31 p.m. 51782. Okay, got it. Thank you so much, RCP. Um, I just love you, Kay. I love you too, RCP. Thank you so much for being here. I loved my last career reading. I'm getting a little impatient with what's next. I know opportunities will come as I'm feeling creative, as you should, and you're in a season of that elevation. It's coming. I got signed by an agency. Yay! I knew that was coming with Jupiter in your 10th house. I got signed by an agency as a plus size model. Yay! Which I dreamt of doing since I was a child. Well, dang, girl, because in 1982, 83, 84, 85, 86, and in the 90s, plus size models didn't exist. So you were ahead of your time. That's wonderful. I wanted to see, will the conjunction of Venus and Jupiter on August 12th be better for love or money? Work. But it's gonna be a little bit of both. Gonna be a little bit of both. It's gonna be good, girl. Let's see. Let's just go out to that date so you can see it. So there they are, dancing in harmony at the 14th degree of Cancer there in your 10th house. Um, oh, right on top of your North Node too, girl. Okay, Jupiter governs 5 and 6, and 2 and 3. Venus governs the whole doggone chart. Oh my gosh. And 7 and 8. Okay. This is going to be really good for careers. It like literally all of it. I want to be clear. Both things at the same time. Um, but it's going to bring in some work opportunities that are visible first. But what's fascinating about this as I look at it is the work opportunities are actually going to bring in some love opportunities, I think, as well for you. Um, it's fascinating. It's like they go hand in hand. But something about what happens elevates your status and visibility. I don't know if you get like a campaign or, an audition for something that just takes you into the next level of your career here. Something about this includes speaking. So I don't know if it's like a commercial or if you've been wanting to move into acting, but I do see this conjunction is really going to open up um, some opportunities when it comes to your career pieces so that you're able to like your career is going to move forward in a really beautiful way. The career pieces, it looks like whatever it does that elevates your status, like I said, it helps you a lot in love. Some of it is helping you a lot because it's helping your self-esteem, but the rest of it is helping you a lot because it's supporting and serving, putting you in touch with more of the right people, is what I'm seeing. In terms of money, I want to be clear. It's just natal Pluto. I'm not seeing a whole bunch of money just yet. It's coming. There is something going on with money that's a huge elevation as we come into next year, the June, July timeframe. That is when I see a really big financial leap. What this is a really big visibility leap. It's almost like you get a promotion of some sort. I see a little bit of like it girl energy showing up in your career where your name becomes known, RCP. It's like your name is in all the right people's mouths, kind of all at the same time. And I feel like that's really going to open some doors for you. Um, Kylie is the best. Okay. Oh, y'all ain't seen no cards all day? I'm glad somebody told me. I'm really mad about this. Oh my God, I'm trying to manifest commercials. Okay, RCP. I love that. Yeah, because that's what I'm seeing here. It looks like commercials or something of that nature shows up for you. And as a result of that showing up, it just gives you this sort of cachet. Like you become the known, the go-to, the like your like I said, your name is in everyone's mouth. That sort of thing. Okay. Let me try this again with the cards. One moment. Let me turn that down so there's no echo. Okay, I did. I muted. Okay. Now, okay. Now let me flip this. I stop sharing this screen first. Okay, got it. Yeah, I've been trying to focus on like reading for you guys and just staying really focused and trust. But let me just check and see now because I just reset up the Zoom with the card camera. Let me see if it's coming through now. Do y'all see cards now? Let me see. No. What is going on? Oh, what is happening? More. Oh, okay. Let me just see if I can adjust some things on my side. Would that be all right with you, Rashida and Sharon? I want you guys to be able to see the card, and I'm not sure what's happening that's not letting me do that for you. Um, let me try this again. I'm so bummed that you guys haven't seen cards at all. Okay, connecting.
Connecting.
Okay, so it's live. Start video, flip it around. Now on my side in the Zoom room, I do see cards. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, RCP. I see cards, but I'm looking at the live stream here. Let me see. Oh, this is not good. Got this whole thing set up. Okay. Let's see if I click meeting settings. Yeah, still nothing. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I see that you don't see. This is so, oh man, my little feelings is hurt. Let me see if there's, I mean, not really, but I have some concerns because I set this up with a lot of intention here. Let me see if there's a setting here in Zoom that I can change. Go over to participants, more. Try make host. Well, I have to make that one the host, the colleague's camera, but now it's showing up here on my side, back in the Zoom or in the live stream. Let me see. On the host, the colleague's camera, but wow. Now it's showing up here on my. Oh, wow. This is so disappointing. All right. What a bummer. Like I have really thought y'all were seeing this whole time. I might have to restart the live stream to be able to show cards. Oh man. Okay. Let me see how many people are here. I know Rashida and Sherry are on the list. Um, Let me just see. There's 9 of you here. Um, that's okay if you can't get the camera working. I appreciate you trying. That dark Mercury retrograde. Oh gosh, RCP beauty, you ain't lying. Okay. Well, let me go ahead and shuffle for you at least. Dang, so disappointing. It's no problem, Kay. Okay. No. I thought this whole time I was doing something. Thought I had my whole little act together. Wow. Man, I'm glad I caught that comment that time. Because you said y'all been trying to tell me and I didn't know. Dang. All right. Rashida and Venus and Jupiter retrograde. Love, money. Messages for Miss Rashida. What you got, cards? Rashida's higher self, God, Holy Spirit. What would you like to reveal to her? What would be encouraging for her? What would be a message, something she can look forward to with the Jupiter Venus retrograde? Okay, it ain't that deck. It's this other deck I was thinking. I've been chilling, I'm telling you. Thank you, Kylie. Shuffling for Rashida. Messages for the Venus Jupiter conjunction for her. Okay, King of Swords reversed. The Sun upright. Ooh. Girl, if you've had any weird exes, they're about to they're about to leave. Page of Wands. Okay. Yeah, so this is a really great energy for you. Um, I am seeing that this particular um this particular situation, first message I'm getting is that I see there's maybe an X in your back